Hello everyone, think we should be live now? Let's see, am I gonna get some feedback here? No. I finally figured out this new live stream thing. Let's see if anybody actually shows up. There you are, okay. There was one time a little while ago, I can't remember what game it was that I was playing, but I was streaming something and I tried to stream it and I was just talking into the void for a couple of minutes. I couldn't find it. It said that it went live and then it just was nowhere. So I was there. I was saying to myself, I don't know if anybody's watching, but you know, if there's somebody there, I'm sorry, I gotta shut the stream down. So, hello everybody. Hope you're all well. Probably not going to be a very long stream today. I just decided I was going to play this game anyway, and decided to go for it. You know what? I don't know if I'll bother tweeting it this time. I don't always tweet the stream. I might just leave it. We'll just have a nice little comfy one with just us. What do you think? I'll let you decide. What do you wanna do, chat? Everybody's gonna go for the comfy option, right? You want a bigger piece of the pie, the chat pie. Yeah, no, this really probably isn't gonna be a long one though. I'm probably gonna play it twice if I had to guess. It's just gonna be Alien Soldier this time. Maybe I'll do something else. Nice and cozy chat. No tweet, just between us. All right. Okay. How's everybody doing? All good? Comfy. Comfy. Alright, alright. Hello, let me just try and move this over a little bit. Hopefully it doesn't topple and take my whole fucking thing with it. I'm not sure how much of Meta Micro videos I have backed up yet. I haven't done that yet. Hello. Okay. Alright. Let's go. Oh yeah, you can tell me how the sound is. Let me take a quick look at that. It seems okay on my end. It's actually pretty low coming out of the game, but it's a loud game, so maybe that's alright. I'll assume that's okay for now. Quiet. I'll bring it up a little bit. Bring it up a little bit. That ought to do you there, hopefully. Alright. I can't give you a hint on the next video because I haven't started one. Yeah, I suppose I should say it now, just in case anybody's watching the VOD or whatever. You might want to check the Patreon, because there's a post there about how I'm on hiatus, so I'm on break at the minute. And I honestly don't know if I'll be going back to it. You should probably just read the post. Actually, while we're just starting off with the game here, I actually... I feel a bit more free talking about what I was up to, but I mentioned before that I had a recommendation for this game written, and I do, but I kind of don't feel compelled to do it anymore because I gave it a nice little shout out in Meta Micro videos, and everybody seemed to really like the that video, so it seems like a decent recommendation on its own in a way, you know. But, yeah, the thing that I wrote was just, you know, in keeping with trying to reflect whatever game I'm talking about, I made it just really short, and I tried to condense as much as possible. So it was just a 30-second Alien Soldier recommendation, you know? So that's all it was. I thought about including it in Metamicro videos wholesale, but I thought that just kind of dropping its name in the middle of talking about, you know, truly remarkable games and stuff would be enough to sell it to people. You know what I mean? Oh, this game is really fun. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. You played it since, that's good. Can be a little bit hard to get over the hump at the start. I almost gave up on it, you know, because I don't like to look up anything about a game, so I just kind of tried it blind, and I wasn't really sure if there was anything here to it, you know. But I ended up enjoying it a lot. Yeah, it's from the same developers as Gunstar Heroes, and it's kind of a spiritual sequel to that game. I think it's better, personally. Not that I dislike Gunstar Heroes or anything, but I just like the single-player focus of this one, you know? I think it's got the tighter pacing, and it feels a little better as well in the movement department and stuff. I think that's one way that Gunstar Heroes is feels a bit floppy moving around in it, you know? Say critique is where your skills intersect, but the ability to be fully objective and creatively criticize those skills. Yeah, I don't know how much I should say about that. I think it's I think you might find some thoughts on that in Metamicro videos if you think about it. I don't. Yeah, people have asked me a few questions about that video, and I think it's more fun not to really talk about it too much, you know. But there's a little bit of that in there if you go in with that mindset when you watch it. This one here is a. This one here is like a. Yeah, this is the first proper hard boss, I think. At least if you're trying to minimize the amount of damage you take. I like playing this game and just trying to get through it with the least amount of damage, and that's a major one right there. Yeah, I'm sorry if. I figured, you know, streaming, at least a few people are going to find out about the hiatus this way, but I think that, you know, the Patreon post is a better way of addressing it, so you should go look that up. I don't mean to be terse about it here on stream or anything, I just feel like I probably phrased that post pretty well, so just go take a look at it. But, yeah, I don't know. It's not decided one way or the other what I'm gonna do, but I'm definitely on break right now. All I've been doing is playing stuff and trying to make some more wonderful 101 mods. That's all I've done since Metamicro videos. Yeah, I like, if you're looking for tips for this game, I like this weapon spread. I think this is a good one. If you're you're really good at the game, you might just want to go for 2 flamethrowers and 2 of the big blue thing. But I think... Oh, there's a weapon there I forgot to pick up. But this is a pretty good layout. It'll give you something for every boss, you know? Thank you, Gary, and thank you for the kind words, everybody. I don't really pick the best games to stream because this kind of monopolizes your time. It's a very tightly paced game, so I haven't really had a chance to read. But I appreciate all the well wishes and all. It was a very nice response to the Patreon post and stuff. And I actually got a whole bunch of new patrons as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's all I've been doing is just hacking the Wonderful 101, and I hope I'll have some stuff there. I don't want to say what new stuff I've done because it hasn't been properly tested yet, so I might have to cut it and drop it. But all the old stuff is ported over to the new release, so we'll get all that back at least. Unless some of that is broken. I don't think it is though. I don't think it is. This is a Mega Drive game. It's Mega Drive. Yeah, it's on Steam as well. I think the Steam version has a little bit of input lag, but it's not too bad. I was able to finish it. That's where I first started playing it. Was on the Steam collection. I don't know why, because I think I had the Mega SG then and everything. But yeah, I was able to beat it even as a first timer on the Steam. But there is a little bit of input lag, I think. Comes after the big claw guy. Do you mean the lobster? Because that one is probably the worst boss in the game, I think. I was supposed to do this. I think the lobster is the worst boss. My high score, by the way, I said that I like to go through it with as little damage as possible. I'm probably not going to get close to it today, but my high score is 4 damage. And the game seems to count instances of damage rather than an actual damage number. So if you fall into some water or whatever, it does tons of hits on you. There's certain attacks that'll do tons of hits on you. But yeah, I got 4, which is frustratingly close to 0. I've played a bunch of stuff lately, Jacob. I've been playing a bunch of PS2 games. That's the other thing I've been doing apart from Hacking the Wonderful 101. The very first thing I did, actually, when I decided to take a break was just to play some stuff. So I've been going through the PS2 library and crossing off some stuff that I never got around to. I played Crash Twinsanity, unfortunately. I played Maximo vs. Army of Zin, which is alright. I don't think it's as good as the first Maximo, but it's okay. It has better bosses, I think. But I think it kind of over-relies on the combat. What else did I play? Oh, I played Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier, which I had never gotten around to. Maybe it's just because I was aware that so many people hated it, but I didn't think it was that bad. You know, I don't think it lives up to the original games by any means. Especially since they were kind of technical masterpieces for the PS2, and this is like a port of a PSP game, you know? But, well, it wasn't that bad, you know? What else did I play? I played Fatal Frame, which I enjoyed a surprising amount. I did not expect to... I really didn't expect to enjoy it at all. I just kind of went into it going, yeah, okay, I'll play this. And, yeah, I actually did quite enjoy that one. Maybe not in the... I'll talk a little bit about how I experienced it. Maybe not in the way that they wanted me to, because I didn't find it that scary, you know. And I kind of enjoyed it on a gameplay level. You know what I mean? Like just getting like a good shot on an enemy and doing loads of damage to them. And yeah, so I enjoyed it in that way. Audio cues are good for this boss, by the way. Ah, I can get him. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I played some other games as well. I think I've finished about 7 PS2 games, so I can't remember them all. Finished about 7 since I started to play them again. And then I went back and I'm mostly playing new stuff, you know, to get new experiences and stuff. And Neil Druckmann said Fatal Frame 2 is one of his favorite games ever. Huh. Well, I'm looking forward to playing it. I really enjoyed the first one, yeah. What was it I was going to say? Yeah, so I mostly was playing new stuff, but I decided to play something old as well, you know? And I decided to go through the Ratchet and Clank series again, so I've played... no, that's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. So yeah, I played 1, 2, 3, and I'm partway through Deadlocked. I was thinking of streaming that, but I don't know. It's kind of awkward to start a stream in the middle of a game, and I still don't have a headphone solution. I know what I'm gonna do about it though, so I'll be able to stream some other stuff soon. Somebody asked earlier if I played Steambot Chronicles. I haven't, but it's on my list. I haven't, but it's on my list. I have a whole bunch of PS2 games I want to get around to, still. Ratchet and Clank 2 is obviously the best. Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, that's what I felt going in. Like, that's what I remembered about the series, was 2 being the best one. I don't know. Like, I still probably think that. I do think the first one has more merits than I thought, though, going back to them. And the third one is worse than I remembered. But I think, yeah, I think Ratchet and Clank 1 has kind of like a... It's got a good sort of... it's got a good vibe to it. Like, where you're just going from planet to planet. Like, every level is just a planet that you go to, and it's a very quintessential, classic sort of Ratchet-y planet. Whereas, when you're playing the later games, the arenas take up a lot of time and stuff. I don't know. Just, they can feel surprisingly grindy at times, you know? So this is the worst boss. This is the worst boss in the game. I fucking hate this boss. I really, really hate this boss. I think it's bad. I don't even know if this is the way you're supposed to do this, but let me tell you about this boss. I went through this game and I refuse... Look at this little bear ass. I never saw that before. Oh man, I never noticed that before. That's fucking great. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I went through this game and I refused to put it on super easy. So on super hard, you only have a few tries before it's back to the start of the whole game. And man, I kept coming to this boss and Jesus, I nearly gave up on the game here, but I pushed past it eventually. But it must have taken me... Oh, I don't know how many tries. But basically, you have to walk past one of his attacks before the hitbox on it activates. That seems to be the most consistent way to do this guy. And I don't like it. Like this. You kind of walk past his attack like that. Yeah, I don't like this guy at all. That's not bad. That's not a bad lobster right there. Just getting hit once. We might be able to keep our... Oh shit! No! Ah, fuck! Fuck! Yeah, that's bad. I was out of ammo. I forgot to swap over to the... There we go. It's a shame. I did watch some of that developer commentary years ago. I don't think I got to the Yeti part of it though. The main thing I remember from that commentary was one of the guys being really proud of how all the enemies that he put into the game were kind of there before you fought them, you know? Whoa. All the enemies were kind of there before you fought them, like they would come down from a string or whatever, you know? How do you cancel this? We're not using continues here. Alright. Well, I don't normally die at all, but it's unfortunate. How many thoughts on speedrunning, particularly as a kind of, for the kind of thing like a Ultra V rated or Dante Must Die where you're going for perfection? I think people speedrun a lot of games that aren't good speed games, you know what I mean? Like pretty much every game is speedrun these days, and a lot of them aren't well suited for it, in my opinion anyway. I mean, like, how people choose to spend their time is their concern, but you know, you hear about these things where it's like people just banging their head against RNG forever, and I don't know, I don't see the appeal. I don't see the point. So I think, like, for example, a game like Alien Soldier, where all the bosses have randomized behaviors, it's good because as an action game, you don't want to just have the same strategy every time, or like maybe the same strategy, but you don't want to react the exact same way every time. You know what? I'm pretty sure I talked about this in the Beautiful Joe commentary. If you look up the bit where I have the shmup, the shmup bit in the Beautiful Joe video, I think that basically gives you an idea. Some games are good speed games, or like good perfection games and things like that, and others have randomization in them to keep them interesting as an action game. And I think they're going for different things, and that's okay, you know? I'm playing it on a Mega SG. I don't really want to stream anything from the Soul series. I don't know. I think the only one I want to play again right now would be Bloodborne. I think a lot of people get the impression that I hate Bloodborne or something. I really don't. Quite like it. I haven't played it in ages, but I don't know. Lots of other games to play, you know? What are your hopes for Elden Ring? Well, no fucking warping would be the first thing I would look for. I just think they've completely gone down the wrong road on that. I don't know why they're still convinced that warping is a good choice from the start. You know, even if you get it later, like an upgrade in the first Dark Souls, just stop letting me warp all over the place. Apart from that, I don't know. Just something that gives you a sense of adventure, you know? Like, I'm not... I don't need it to be totally fucking weird and bizarre all the time or anything like that, you know? Like I said, I prefer Dark Souls to Demon Souls. I still feel that way. And although, you know, my respect for Demon Souls has grown a lot over the years. But I just think that the sense of adventure that Dark Souls had was great. And I just don't think they have that to the same extent anymore, you know? And I think that the warping is a large part of that. When you can just warp all over the place, it's like, what's the fucking point? Like, I mean, you know, the bit where you go down to Blighttown on your first playthrough of Dark Souls is just great. It's great because you feel trapped. You know, you feel like I'm sure I've said this somewhere before, you know, but you hit that bonfire and there's like a sense of relief and also foreboding because you don't know how far away you are from the next one. You don't know how you're going to get back to where you were before. It's a brilliant mixture, and I just didn't get that from any of the later games. I said it in the commentary, did I? I haven't seen that commentary. I haven't watched that commentary in full since I made it. I can't remember when I last watched part of it, but as you can imagine, watching a 6-hour video several times to make sure you are okay with it is quite a draining experience. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about horse riding. I think it remains to be seen whether they'll be able to do anything good with that. But could be good. Could be good. Probably should have had an epilepsy warning or something there for that. So if you haven't looked at the game yet, you might want to be careful about that. Some of the flashing in it is pretty crazy. I don't think I've seen many of those advanced Breath of the Wild advanced combat things. I think it does go to show, though. I've seen like some of them where, like, I know that, for example, you can do a time stop and then you can what is it? You can do Cryonis underneath an enemy and it basically multiplies the velocity underneath them or something while the time is stopped and they get thrown into the air. I think it kind of goes to show, though, that you can kind of get some of that out of any game, you know what I mean? Like, you can do something weird and stylish with a lot of combat systems. And that's not necessarily a point in their favor, you know what I mean? I do think for Breath of the Wild, like, the people who are going to enjoy that game the most are going to go into it with a bit of an experimental sort of mindset, so I think it fits there, you know what I mean? It's good in that it rewards that, like a lot of the game does. Like, I had a lot of fun. I don't know how much of this came across in the video. I had a lot of fun trying to break the puzzles in that game. I thought that was a really cool aspect of it, you know? And I think they walked a nice line where breaking the puzzle... I did say something along those lines. I said it usually takes more ingenuity, not less, you know? So I had a lot of fun doing that, and I think that... that was probably harder for them to design than it looks. I don't know. I don't want to make a claim about how hard it must have been, you know. But for the weirder solutions to be the harder ones to come up with, at least most of the time, that's probably not an easy thing to pull off, you know. Yeah. So I think that the combat is kind of well served by some of that, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be booting up Breath of the Wild to make a fucking combo video or something, you know what I mean? Have I played the 3DS versions of Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask? I have them. I can't remember if I finished the Ocarina of Time one, but I definitely played that one a good bit. I only touched the Majora's Mask one. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about them. I didn't mind the Ocarina of Time one from what I remember. I would say I'm probably more contentious on the Majora's Mask one if I was to play it, you know? Thank you, Nameless Soul. Thank you. They said your concise videos beat 3-hour complete analysis every day. I do. I like both. You know, like I'm very proud. I'm very proud of Metamicro videos, and I'm proud of the Beautiful Joe commentary. You know, so I think it's just a matter of what people prefer. But the right tool for the right job. You know, that's my motto. It's not really. I'm not sure I've ever said that phrase aloud or even in my head up until right now, but... Any idea when you'll get around to a Bayonetta commentary? Well, I don't know if you were here at the start, but I'm on hiatus right now, and I don't know if I'll be continuing. I don't mean to be glib about it. I know it's big news for a lot of you, and it is big news, but I think that the Patreon post explains it better. So if that's news to you, you might want to go look that up and just have a read of that. But I do think Bayonetta commentary and a Wonderful 101 commentary could still happen. You know, even if I say I'm quitting, I don't want to do this anymore, then I might still just do those videos anyway, you know? But it's not on the cards anytime soon. I'm more focused on the Wonderful 101 right now, because I'm doing some hacks for it, so... yeah, so I haven't played Bayonetta in a while. I would be very happy to have an excuse to sit down and play Bayonetta for a month or two straight, you know? That's a definite perk of the job, but I haven't started that yet. Yeah, I would have liked if the shrines were more out in the open. Like, it's tempting to say, you know, you take the exact same puzzles and you just drop them in the open world. I imagine that doesn't work for several reasons, you know, one of them being technical. It's just a lot to ask of a Nintendo console right now. Plus, there's other considerations as well, like how much easier a shrine would be to break if it was outside, even if it was in a little cave of some kind. Because you have to communicate that the player can't climb on the walls and stuff, you know? So I'm not saying it's the best solution, but at the same time I kind of don't blame them for taking the route that they did, you know? That would be one of my hopes for the sequel, though, would be that they find a way to make that stuff more organic and integrate it into the rest of the game, you know? See how we do here. This is the guy... It was essentially this guy that killed me last time, not the little worm thing. I really fucking hate this guy. I hate him. He's very, I think maybe part of it is just he doesn't play to my strengths. Like, I've kind of said this before, that reaction times are not my strong suit as a player. And he's very much... It's kind of like a punch-out boss, almost, you know? He's just left or right, and you just have to make the decision in a split second. I don't like him. Maybe one of you likes him. I don't like him. Yeah, somebody said it's gone now, but you're saying that, you know, people might still be willing to patron for whatever I'm doing. I don't know. I still don't know what I'm going to do on that front. Yeah, that remains to be seen. I could die here. It depends on how these balls come out. Hopefully this guy has kind balls. Okay. This game has the I call it the, what was it? What do I call it? The magic pixel, that's what I call it. It's got the magic pixel of health. So if you're above 1 HP, you can't die to a single hit. This guy's pretty hard for a first time as well. I think the game kind of eases up a little bit here until there's another bad boss after this, but this guy is kind of annoying when you're just getting used to the game as well. Like that attack, I'm curious how hard that would be to see on a fucking CRT, because even I have trouble seeing it sometimes. Could even run out of time here. Normally, you would hope that you have the fucking, it's called the Phoenix Dive here. You can usually get it off these drops, but I might run out of time. Nah, we're okay. There we go. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. This whole game is insane for the Genesis. Like, technically, it's just amazing. By treasure, I would recommend Sin and Punishment and Sin and Punishment Star Successor. Would also recommend well, I don't know how many other ones I can recommend in earnest. I mean, I think Dynamite Heady is great. I'm not sure I've ever actually finished a playthrough of it though. If I did, it was a long time ago. Ikaruga is obviously worth playing, even though I've never finished that either. I'm not sure anybody has, apart from maybe one guy on YouTube or something. I'd love to play Radiant Silvergun, but I don't have a good way of playing it. I think the weapon system in it looks really cool. Although it does, I think it has the dumb, well, I'm going to call it dumb, the dumb scoring system from Ikaruga that I'm not a fan of, where you just have to chain enemies in this massively arbitrary order. Little tip, I haven't been doing it, but a tip for this boss, if you want it, is you might not want to take my advice there based on that, but basically what I'd normally do is I would stop shooting. You have to, if you get hit by the needles, you have to do a dash to get rid of them, by the way. But yeah, normally I would do that just to check, because there's so many sprites in your gun that you can easily miss one of the arrows there. There's one coming at me there. So you just do a little check like that, and you'll know when you should dive. I haven't watched the remake for Kino's Journey. I probably will at some point. I can't imagine it's as good as the original though. I think it is like an anime where I'm mostly going to it just for the story and the ideas rather than the execution of those ideas though, so maybe the remake's not that bad in that sense, you know. I love this bit. I love this bit. There's a part in Zero Ranger. Zero Ranger is full of references to things. There's a part in Zero Ranger that I was wondering if maybe it was inspired by that. But I don't know my shmup history well enough to say. There's probably a bunch of things like that in various shmups. This is another boss I'm not fond of, and that was an absolute fucking nightmare to figure out going into the game blind. But basically, I just stand in some safe locations. I think, in theory, what you could do is you could just stand wherever the wings come down, and then you can run, because he fires through his face first and then through his wings. And I think maybe that was the intended strategy, but it's kind of a pain. So, I just have a couple of places. I'm watching, when I'm standing there, I'm watching where Epsilon Eagle's leg is placed, and I know that I won't get hit if I stand like right here, no matter where he appears. I'm pretty sure when his head explodes that can hurt you though, so I always jump over it. Yeah, I'll probably still stream from time to time, don't worry. I'm not gone completely. So I mean, I'm here right now. I'm still on hiatus right now, so I'm glad you enjoyed it, Wise Guy. Naturally, I have a lot of love for it myself. I'm hoping it won't be too long before I can put out the next version of the mod. Can't stop until I understand what the hell you're talking about when it comes to camera systems. That would be one topic I would like to discuss when I get back into it. If I come back, it probably will be a bit different. This is something I'm going to say on the Patreon. Again, I don't know when I'm going to decide whether I carry on or not. I haven't yet. But when I do, it's probably going to be different to what it's been so far in some ways, you know? Like, before I talked about being on hiatus, I mentioned that I might do some videos about topics rather than games, and I think that's something that I would probably try to do probably do that, yeah. Ah, I should have swapped out there. I can do it at the next one. I should have swapped this laser out instead of getting that one again. We're gonna need them for 7 Force. That's gonna be like a... Well, the rest of the game is actually pretty hard, so I could die at any point between now and the end, really. But 7 Force is gonna be the big dividing line between getting through the game or not, you know? Well, yeah, fake name. I wouldn't say it's at dissertation levels quite yet, but I certainly have written a lot of shit already. Yeah. On the other hand, like, it's tempting to go ahead with it, and I might. But I will say, I don't know, I think you gotta be careful about how you frame it, because I haven't actually developed the game, you know? So, it's one thing to just give your opinion on a game. It's another thing to give an opinion on what you think is good in a general sense. You know what I mean? Holy shit! I fucking pressed the thing like a split second late. Or early. I was early. I pressed the jump button too early and he didn't jump and it just threw everything off. Well, you have an idea what we're in for here anyway. I don't know, this is gonna be bad now because all of the weapons are de-leveled, so it's just got a lot harder. Stream title doesn't say Super Metroid, does it? Should say Alien Soldier. Yeah, it is Gunstar Heroes music, yeah. 7 Force, but this game is, they couldn't finish everything they wanted to do, so it only has 5 forms. I didn't realize Valentine's Day was coming up. I don't know if I'll stream or not. We'll see. Yeah, only, yeah. Yeah, there's no checkpoint here. You probably guessed as much already, but yeah, it's back to the start if you fuck up. And the last phase is the hardest, I think. I love this phase. This is my favorite phase, just because of these fake out animations. It's just absolutely incredible. To, you know, to do that with like sprite animation, all these like sort of multi-pronged sprites, I don't know what to call them, a big fucking series of sprites just animated together like this. To be able to not only animate it in a nice way, but also do little fake out animations to try and get you to dodge, just beautiful. I want to build back up some of the blue gun for the last phase. Oh, yeah. I was just thinking, I don't think I've ever had the Phoenix dive in the last phase, but it wasn't worth trying to keep it. I would have got hit and lost it anyway, so. I figure there's probably an easy way to kill this guy, but like maybe you can get in the corner and avoid all the bombs, but I don't really want to cheese him, so I try to do it the proper way. Or, well, I shouldn't. I suppose it's supposed to be a woman, right? Not this guy. She just turns into a giant robot as you do. Not bad. Really not bad, considering I had bad weapons. That's probably the best thing I've done since I booted it up. It's been pretty bad playthrough otherwise. That was alright. That was okay. Yeah, it's a great boss. It's a great boss. Thanks, Pedro. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm doing okay. Matthew, I want to play the Wonderful 101. Ideally, I want to play the original Wii U version, but it's become very expensive now. How faithful are the other recent versions? They're very faithful, yeah. I think it's a shame how fucking people are, how turned off people are. Like, oh, it was made for the Wii U. It's really overstated the degree to which the Wii U version, you know, impacted it. I'll give you like. You know, I love the game. I'll give you totally honest appraisal of it. It's fine. The new versions are fine. What's bad about them is the clumsy thing with that. I wish they had improved, but I can't blame them because it's such a big game with so many things going on and stuff. Is there's like the second screen is used kind of like a menu at times. Like for example, when you're on the Operation Select page, you choose the difficulty on the second screen, and that's just clumsy now. It just doesn't, it's not good. Like they overlay it as a picture in picture and it's kind of semi-transparent, And that doesn't look good, you know? But when people say it was integral to the gameplay or something, they're totally fucking wrong. It really wasn't. And I think it's funny because it's kind of like the opposite of Okami in a way, right? Because I'm almost positive if I make a commentary, I'll say this in the commentary, right? But people compare the drawing to Okami, right? And not without reason. It is obviously, there's some of that in there, right? But the big difference between the two games, right, is that Okami actually would have benefited from a Wii U version to some extent, right? Like in a tangible way, I think. In a way that the Wonderful 101 doesn't. The big difference is because in Okami, when you bring up the brush, you paint anywhere on screen at will, right? But in the Wonderful 101, the Wonderliner always originates from the center of your team. So in that sense, an analog stick works way better in the Wonderful 101 than it does in Okami. Not to say that it's bad in Okami, because time pauses and you can do whatever you want, you know? But like, it's just funny that everybody's fine with Okami. It's a beloved game, you know, and it has the drawing mechanic. But then because the Wonderful 101 came out on the Wii U, it's like confused people to no end about you know, it being integral to the game or whatever. It's really not. It's really not. There's some dual screen segments in there. I was honestly surprised that the picture-in-picture mode, I think it makes them better and makes them easier to play. So there's a couple of clumsy things in there, I won't lie, you know. And maybe it's easier to get a grip on the game. Like I think in my original review I said that at the time that I made the review I still sort of preferred drawing the glider with the screen. But I'm totally used to doing it with an analog stick now and it's fine, you know. So yeah, I'd say go for the new versions. The only thing, the bigger problem is that there's a couple of minor things in the new version that weren't in the old one that are not good. Like one of the enemies isn't affected by witch time or your bombs for whatever reason, which just seems like a mistake, and hopefully they'll patch it. And one of the operations seems to crash a lot of the time. It crashes for me at the end of the operation, and that's pretty bad, you know. But I've been really happy with the remaster. So there you go. There isn't a way to stay on the training screen, no. You can just play whatever mission you want, though. You know, you don't have to worry about taking damage or whatever. Just play a level. I can't make any promises, but I'm trying to do something that might help in the mod. So I haven't tried locking the training screen, but I am trying to do some things to make it easier to practice if I can. So still needs to be tested, and we'll see. But yeah. This is a boss that I really, really want to have the Phoenix dive for, so it's unfortunate that I don't. It's kind of hard to get to this boss with it, though. And this is why I keep the flamethrower until now. I'll be happy to ditch the flamethrower after this. But, yeah, this boss is kind of annoying without the Phoenix dive. Or it takes a while. I think once you get past that, because I've long since stopped, you know, worrying about being able to finish the game. I know I died earlier, but, you know, I'm more thinking about, you know, how can I minimize my damage going through it. So once you get past 7 Force, you're not really, or I think once you get good enough at the game, you're not at much risk of dying. But it's still very easy to take damage on some of the bosses, that being one of them there, I think, anyway. I haven't played many mods or hacks or anything like that. I think I did play with some kind of mod at some point. I can't remember what it was on though. But I was playing some ROM hacks. Yeah, a little while back I was playing some Super Metroid ROM hacks, and I had a reasonably good time. Yeah, I'd like to play some more ROM hacks at some point. Like Maybe Mario ones or something like that. Should I keep giving tips? Do people like tips or what? I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't want tips, but I know I'll give one anyway. You can close your ears for a second. For this boss, it's better when he's going in front. It's better to go high because it's easier. It's easier to react to the low one than it is to the jump. So go high here. Don't sit in the middle and try to dodge the attack as it happens. Just go high because. Yeah, if he drops down, he didn't do it there, but he can drop down and go low instead, under a different barrier. If that happens, you'll have time to react to it, so. I think this is a great boss. So there's so many great bosses in this game, but I'm just especially impressed by this one for some reason. I think it's because I got to this point in the game and I'm like, there's no way it has more good bosses up its sleeve still, you know? But it did. Fuck! And what was I saying just a minute ago? You're not at any risk of dying. Fucking... First, did I only have 14 damage? That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. Oh, I hit continue. Okay, we'll continue. We'll finish this one out. If I can, anyway. How large of a development team would you want if you made a game? Ideally, one. Small. Yeah, small. Well, I have lots of ideas. I have ideas for pretty much any size of development team, and I do think it's a good way of thinking about it, you know, like what are you actually capable of doing, you know, and going from there rather than going, I have this idea and it must be made exactly as is with the team that we have. That's just not viable, you know. But I have ideas for like any size of team that I would have, you know. It's way too early to be talking about something like that, but if I did make a game, it would be good to do a developer commentary, yeah, yeah. What's your AAA game idea? You'll have to give me about 200 million and you'll see. Those are probably the least fleshed out ones in my head. So forgot the timing on this, and normally I time it so that I hit the parry right. I think it's now. Yeah, and get the kind of backup one. There we go. Getting it again. I'm getting it again. Don't look at the screen if you have epilepsy, by the way. Keep it tabbed out. Oh, we got lucky there. No, he can do a different attack. We might see it next time. I'll do another playthrough. We might see it next time if I get to him again. How many times do I beat this game anyway? Probably at like 50 by now. Guilty pleasure game, not right now, but I used to play Dead by Daylight. And it is a very flawed game in many ways, but yeah, guilty pleasure sums it up basically. Oh, that's the reason why I had low damage when I died. Yeah, your damage gets reset when you die, so it'll come up low here as well. So I was actually at way over 70 and I didn't have a good thing. That's him there, that's the guy who did most of the game, Viva Choco Monkey DX. It's Hideyuki Suganami. Tried to make this game almost entirely by himself, and the rest of Treasure had to step in and help him finish it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Weird West, yeah. I don't know much about it, but good pedigree, if that's the way you want to phrase it, so hopefully it turns out well. I haven't played the Shadow of Mordor games. No, the Nemesis system is the reason why I would like to play them someday, but I have a million other games to play, so. Right now I'm on a PS2 kick. So if you want to recommend PS2 games, go ahead. And I've played a lot of them by now, though. I must have finished somewhere north of 50 PS2 games, and played a lot more than that as well. But if you have any recommendations? Klonoa 2. I think I forgot about that one. Yeah, I need to play Klonoa 1 though. I don't think I've played that. Disaster Report. I've seen a little bit of that, but yeah, is it actually good? Yeah, I still have not played Dark Cloud 1 and 2. I'll give them a try, but I'm honestly not expecting to like them. I don't think they're my kind of thing. I might get into it though. I think that building up a town could be pretty satisfying. I missed a message there, but somebody was saying thank you, so thank you. Thank you. I have played Chaos Legion, yes. Yeah, I pretty much agree with your assessment. It's a cool idea, but it's not done justice by the game, I don't think. Maximo is great. I only played that one, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or something. Well, I played a little bit of it when I was much younger. I think maybe I rented it once or something. Maybe played a demo. Anyway, I didn't get far. I went back and played it. I liked it a surprising amount. It's just a nice little mixture of platforming and you know, a little bit of hack and slash and a little bit of collectathon. It's got a nice mix. It's good. Wolf Gunblood Galloper. It's actually Wolf Gunblood and Galloper. So that's not his full name, Wolf Gunblood Galloper. I think you can see it on the next screen. I'd done so many playthroughs of this game before I realized that the next screen you can actually scroll over and see all the boss names. I'll show you in a second in case anybody hasn't seen it themselves. I have played the Sly trilogy already, yeah. Played a lot of the major PS2 games, so... I haven't decided yet. Electronic Pig, I haven't decided yet. Not to keep you in suspense or anything. I've played Shinobi, yeah. Yeah. Mixed feelings on that one. I mean, overall, I'd say I liked it, but definitely mixed feelings on that one. That one's a very interesting one. I'm going to stay tight-lipped on that one because I think it... if I do carry on with the channel, I think it might be a good illustration of some things, so... Alright, let's see. Where's the screen? Yeah, so you can go... Ah, there we go. There you go. So you can find out all the boss names here, look. Jet Stripper, Antroid. Rolling is like the little mini-boss that appears there. Then Shell Shogun is the big guy. Sniper, Honey Viper, Madam Barber, Joker, Terror Buster, Flying Neo, Z-Tiger, Deep Strider, Gust Head, Sharp Steel, Bug Max, Victor. Is this the best name lineup of names you've ever heard, or what? Sunset Sting, Viblack, that's the kind of fly thing. Backstringer, that's the spider. Epsilon 1, which is, there must be some kind of fucking lore there. That's the big bird thing, because the guy we play as is Epsilon Eagle, but he's Epsilon 1. So what's that all about? You'll have to watch the incredibly long story scroll at the start of the game for yourself to find out. Destroyer Mark II, Jam Pan, 7 Force, Destroyer Prototype, Shield Viper, Wolf Gunblood / Garopa. See, that's two things. Miss Array and Z Leo, or Z Leo. There you go. And we killed them all. But can we do it in one credit? I know I can, but can I do it on stream? That's a whole other question. Now it is time to the 68,000 Heart of Fire again. I might pause a little bit along the way on this one and answer some questions or something. Wolf Gunblood is such a sick name. Yeah, I love it. Fucking love it. Like, imagine that. You're just sitting there and you're like, what's this guy called? He's called fucking Wolf Gunblood. Just imagine having the balls to sit there and go, yeah, he's Wolf Gunblood. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna tell me that's too much? That's not far enough. Because he's got a horse called Galloper, right? I'm feeling reasonably good. Yeah, those doing the wonderful one-on-one mods. The modding thing can be, it's a bit weird because sometimes you just get stonewalled, you know? And you just can't find a way forward, and then other times you just get a breakthrough, and all of a sudden, you know, this thing is done already in a couple of lines. It's kind of fun in that way. It's like digging for gold or something, you know? You don't know if you're gonna get any. You sit down and you're like, I don't know if you're gonna get any when you start. I know a little bit of Japanese, yeah. It's a very long-term project for me. I try to expose myself to a little bit of it every day, you know? I know way more Japanese than Irish, yeah. big weak point for me is grammar. I know a lot of words at this point in Japanese, but the grammar is just terrible. I will say, maybe it's just that I haven't studied it enough. Like, I've done barely any, okay, I will now go and study the grammar, you know? I've done barely any of that. I've just kind of tried to pick up the grammar as I've gone along. But, you know, you learn a rule, and you go, oh, that's nice. You know, it's nice how consistent the language is. I think it has 3 irregular verbs or something, right? And then you go, okay, nice. So if I just learn these rules, I know all the verbs. That's fucking great. And then you listen to an actual spoken Japanese sentence from a real Japanese person, and you're like, why aren't you obeying the rules? Where did all the rules go? You know? Because I didn't see these in the rules. Maybe they are somewhere, you know? But I just don't know where all the rules went all of a sudden. That's how it feels to me, you know? But maybe there's just too many rules. Maybe there's a lot of rules. There's more rules than there seems to be at first glance. I'm surprised I'm not getting hit there. He's just stuck in a loop. She's a madame after all. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. I haven't done the immersion method, no. Unless you mean like just trying to... Oh, you mean trying to immerse yourself in it all the time? I do want to increase my exposure to it on a day-by-day basis, yeah. I try. I didn't study English specifically apart from whatever they teach you in school as a matter of course. But it is one of the subjects I've put more effort into. Yeah. I've told the story too many times on stream, I think. So basically, I was never any good at learning Irish. I think I could have learned it properly if I'd put in the effort. I didn't at the time. You know, kind of regret it. But I figured I didn't have a head for languages, so I went, right, if I can't learn Irish, then I'll just be good at English, you know? Like, if I'm only going to have one language, I might as well be good at it. So I generally took English more seriously than other subjects. I wasn't a very good pupil. My videos might have a sort of academic air. I don't know if they do, but I was not a very academic student. Yeah, they are pretty academic, I suppose. To play games. Just interested. I mean, you know, a lot of games come from Japan, and it's not just to play games. It's just like, I might as well, right? It's good to do something else with yourself every once in a while, and... Why not? I'm not normally a fan of these things where the wind pushes you in games. And I'm not sure I would say I'm a fan of it in Alien Soldier exactly, but I do like that it actually affects the weapons as well. I think that's you know, you go to that little extra length and it adds a whole new dimension to it, you know? So for example, I used the flamethrower there. The flamethrower is affected by wind more than most weapons. If the thing comes at you from the left, the flamethrower is really effective, has a really long range. But if it comes at you from the right, it's got practically no range. So you have to be careful about when you use the flamethrower there, you know? That's cool. Don't fucking tell me that's not cool, alright? Because it is. So don't fucking say otherwise. Don't lie like that, alright? Just admit that I'm right and move on, alright? It's not cool. Fuck, James, you're banned. Get out. I'm sorry, but I do swear a lot on these streams, so it's not gonna change. It's something you're gonna have to be aware of. Not doing bad on the damage so far, I think. Have I taken some? I've probably taken some somewhere, right? Oh yeah, Madame Barbara, yeah. I haven't played them all, no. The only Etrian Odyssey I played is 4, and I didn't finish it. I am tempted to go back to it. I do, you know, I mentioned the map drawing in the video, and that's my favorite part of it. I do really like that about it. I just think that I wasn't so keen on the combat. I had a few like really bad RNG hits against a certain boss. Can't remember which one, but I know part of the whole appeal is mitigating risk. You know, I've played a bunch of Shin Megami Tensei games at this point, but yeah, I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it in that regard. But I did love drawing the maps. I think the best thing about the map drawing system in Etrian Odyssey is when it goes wrong. Like the whole appeal, it's kind of unique in that way, where the whole appeal of the map drawing system is that you can fuck up, right? And so you can be like, where do I go from here? I'm not sure. And you can you doubt your map, you know? Because in any other game, your map is 100% accurate. But if you miss something or you fill in a square that you weren't supposed to or whatever, then you can mislead yourself. And I did have that happen to me once, maybe twice when I was playing it. And that was my favorite part of the game. So there you go. Nah, it's different. If a game just straight up lies to you, that's not the same, because the mistake is your own fault, you know? In Etrian Odyssey, there's no reason that the map had to be mistaken other than the fact that you just slipped up, you know? Like any other game, you just you slipped up, and I think that's cool. I mean, when you get down to it, games are kind of about avoiding mistakes a lot of the time, right? So I seem to be paying less attention to the game and doing better, so maybe I need to just switch off a little bit. Oh, curse myself. Okay. Okay, well, I'll try and carry on with this weapon. I like the weapon loadout that I use, but I'll give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. Good opportunity to experiment, right? Just for anybody who doesn't know what happened there, those weapon pickups I've been picking up, they can change your weapon. It depends on what they're on. So they can either power up your weapon or they can change it. So in a brilliant little stroke of elegance, if you shoot the power up before you pick it up, it changes to whatever weapon you shot it with. Which means that you can upgrade your weapon really quickly by just shooting it with the weapon you want to upgrade and then picking it up straight away. So you don't have to worry about which part of the cycle it's at. But I messed up. I got hit by the enemy and then I kind of fell onto the weapon. So I touched it at the wrong time, which changed my weapon rather than upgrade it. So surprised I didn't get hit there, actually. I hesitated for a second. Normally when you hesitate at all, you fucking get mulched. Alright, not bad. Oh! Whoa! Whoa, that was bad. Alright. I don't know how much damage this... I think it's called Sword Force. I don't know how much damage this thing does to this guy. A lot, hopefully. Where are you going? Fuck are you going? Oh, you fucking asshole! You fucking asshole! Absolute fucking... distended fucking colon of a boss. I don't know what the fuck to call this thing. Come on, die at least. All the health appears out of range. Of course. Can you believe it? I want to try and get the Phoenix dive up because it's going to make a big difference on this guy. I'm pretty sure... Should I use this? Fuck, man, I don't know which weapon to use. The flamethrower, I suppose? Oh, it actually does work pretty well. Okay. So this is going to do a lot of damage straight away. Good. Pretty good. Good start. We're not going to run out of time anyway. Can I get a couple of them?